In this lesson, we're going to generate the seeds for our Bitcoin vault. To generate the seeds, we'll create randomness with the casino dice that we will then input into the seed signer. We'll then prompt the seed signer to convert this randomness into a brand new seed. Then we will write down the seed and verify that we backed it up correctly. Finally, we'll back up the seed in a QR format so that we can easily load it into our seed signer for later operations. We'll repeat this process 5 times for each of our 5 seeds. But first, a word of caution. Make sure you do the seed generation on your offline disk, away from your laptop's cameras. Close the door and don't let anyone in while you generate the seeds. You won't do everything in one go, as the whole process is going to take some time. Make sure you can lock your workroom to ensure nobody can access your highly confidential information while you're away. Okay, let's get started. So we're now in the process of creating 5 seeds. To do so, we're gonna need the seed signer with its USB cable, the power bank. We're gonna need casino dice, a pencil, a permanent marker, a temporary sheet of paper, which is not thick enough to receive the ink of the permanent marker. So we're gonna use a pencil on this one, and then we're gonna need these sheets of paper, which is thicker. The idea is that it is graph paper so that you can write on it following the lines, and also later on in the video, as you'll see, we're gonna back up the QR code of the seed. And the issue with this kind of sheet that is blank, it is that you can't draw a QR code because you don't have lines. So I couldn't find one for the purpose of this video. I'm located in a mountain town of El Salvador, so some things are harder than others to find. So what I'm gonna do for the purpose of the video is that I'm gonna use these QR codes that are not ideal, but that will work to show you how to back up the QR code. As you'll see later in the video, what you'll do is that you'll use your graph paper, and with the lines you will draw a 25 by 25 square, and within the square you'll reproduce a QR code like this one, right? But I tried making my own square. It takes so much time and it's not visually appealing, so for the video I'm gonna use these QR codes that come from Seed Signer. So first of all, we're gonna power on the seed signer. So I'm gonna do it right there, and then keep the power bank off camera. Like this. Okay, it's powering on. And now we can remove the SD card, which I'm putting off camera as well. So what we want to do is to create a new seed, back it up, and then redo the process 5 times for each of our 5 seeds. But first, what we're gonna do is use this temporary sheet of paper to create 5 columns that each will receive the 12 words of each seed and its fingerprint. That way, when it's time to back them up, we can do so directly from this sheet of paper. So we're gonna do 5 columns. Now, okay, let's do it again. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we're gonna have seed 1, seed 2, seed 3, seed 4, and seed 5. And then within each seed, we're gonna have 12 words. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and then for each seed, we'll have a fingerprint without passphrase, right? So that means that when you load the seed in the seed signer, you'll have this fingerprint that will show up and that will allow you to be sure that you entered the seed correctly. Now, when you add the passphrase later on, it will modify the seed, and so you'll have another fingerprint, which will be the fingerprint with passphrase, which we're gonna back up as well, because what we want to do when we sign a transaction or when we create the wallet is check that we entered the seed correctly and then check that we entered the passphrase correctly. So then we're gonna do fingerprint with passphrase. And we're gonna copy that. So we'll do FP without pass. Okay, so as soon as we start filling this sheet out, we don't want anyone to have access to it. This is gonna be temporary so that we can generate the seeds, back them up, and then copy the backups on a thicker piece of paper, and then we're gonna destroy this one, right? We're gonna burn it, actually. Okay, so we can go back to the seed signer, and then we're gonna do seeds, and then create a seed, and then new seed, but the second one with the dice rolls. And this is where we select 12 words, and then we are prompted with 6 options, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the dice, which are casino dice, and we'll just throw them, and for each number that it makes, we just enter it in the seed signer. So we don't want to select one die or the other once they're thrown. So what we're gonna do is, for example, select the one on the left to be the first one every time. That way we don't choose the smaller number or some kind of scheme that would maybe change the randomness of the throws. So you can throw them however you prefer. I'll do it very simply like this. And so this will be 3 and then 1, okay? And so we have thrown 2 rolls. We're on the third one and we have to do 50. So I'm just gonna accelerate the video and do it like this. Cool. So we have generated our first seed, and it's now gonna be prompted to us. We just click I understand, And these are the seed words that we need to back up. This is our first seed. So with the pencil, I'm just gonna write them down, which is, first one is mixed. Please. That's it. So we can verify the backup as well, which we will do. So let's verify word 7, it is plate, word 9, another, word 2. Okay, so the backup is verified. We have the seed words in the right order. And so now we have the fingerprint that is displayed on the screen. And so what we're gonna do is write it down in the fingerprint without passphrase, right? So it's 29, 00, 34, 59. Cool. So for now, we don't have a passphrase to enter, so we're gonna leave it blank. The fingerprint with passphrase, sorry. As you can see, we can add the passphrase, but we don't have one yet. So we're gonna click done, and then we are offered a lot of options. For now, we're gonna delete the seed and verify that we've backed it up correctly. Okay? So now what we're gonna do is click seeds and then enter 12-word seed, and we're gonna enter our 12 words. So the way we enter the words is helped, as we will be offered with options as we add letters. So for example, the first word is mixed, and so we're gonna do M, I, X, and then on the right you can go down and go to mixed, okay? And we'll do that with the 12 words. Done. We have entered our seed, and we can see that we have the exact same fingerprint, 29, 00, 34, 59. So we now have a complete backup that works for our seed. And now what we're gonna do is back it up on this sheet of paper with the permanent marker. Okay, so this is going to be the template that we'll use and reuse for each seed. And we're going to add fingerprint without passphrase. And then fingerprint with passphrase. And so then we just have to copy the words. So we now have the 12 words and then the fingerprint. Okay. So it's not fully done yet as we need the fingerprint with passphrase, but we're gonna do that later on in the course once we have the passphrase generated. So this is what backup looks like. It's very simple. You have the 12 words, you have the fingerprint, and then you have the fingerprint with passphrase. This is the template that we're gonna use for each of the seeds. Now, the seed is still on our device, so we're gonna then back up the seed, but in another format, and we're gonna choose export as seed QR. And then we're gonna go with standard, and then there's a word of caution. The seed QR is still your private key, so we need to be careful with that. And we won't take a photograph or scan it into another device than the signing device. I understand. And this is the seed QR, and we're gonna back it up in a certain way, which is when we click begin, we're gonna be prompted with, what's gonna be displayed is the first square of the QR code. So it's like a 5 by 5 square, and then there's gonna be 25 of them. So then we just have to get to work. So in my case, I'm gonna use these QR codes, but in your case, you would be drawing on your graph paper, following the lines, a square of 25 by 25 cases, and inside these cases, copy this backup, focusing on each square of 5 by 5. So I'm gonna do it on this paper, and then probably just glue it on this or directly plastify it. It's not optimal, but for the sake of the video, it should work. So the first one in my case is already done, so I go to the second one. And this is where you have to be very patient. You'll make mistakes, you'll have to do it again. In my case, I only have 5, so 5 for the 5 keys. So I don't have the luxury of being able to make mistakes. So I'm gonna focus and do it right the first time. Okay, it seems like we successfully backed up the QR code, but now to be sure, we're gonna scan it with the seed signer and check the fingerprint again. So we're gonna click to exit. We can confirm the seed QR actually. So we're gonna confirm the seed QR, and then it is scanned and it shows success. Your transcribed seed QR is successfully scanned. So in my case, I'm gonna add seed 1 because it's only this small piece of paper. In your case, you would have the seed QR look something like this, and then on top of it you would have seed 1 QR code, and then the QR code at the bottom. We can add, and this is great for your heirs and guardians, we could add never scan with phone or computer, always scan with signing device. That way you're sure that your heirs understand that this is the QR code of your first seed. Now that we've done the first one, we just have to do 4 more. So we're gonna discard the seed, confirm, and then do 4 more seeds. We now have our 5 seeds ready. We have this temporary sheet with all the seeds written down, and we also have the final backups with backup with the 12 words and the QR code for each seed. So this is seed 1, then we have seed 2 with every time the words and the QR code. We have seed 3, seed 4, and seed 5. As you can see, we still need the fingerprint with passphrase. So this we will add as soon as we create the passphrase. We'll combine each seed with the passphrase, and we'll get the final signing key with its own fingerprint. And this is the fingerprint that we're gonna write down on each of the backups here. So again, we're gonna keep this one as long as we need to complete it with the fingerprint with passphrase, but as soon as we have everything written down on the final backups, we're gonna destroy this temporary sheet. We have everything ready, so we can just unplug the seed signer, put back the SD card, and we have it ready for the next step. We did it! We just generated the first part of our Bitcoin Vault, the seeds, that we will distribute to the guardians. We've also tested our seed backups and checked that we got the same fingerprint. The seeds in QR code format will be very handy, as we won't need to load the 12 words every time we need to use the seed, but rather only scan the seed's QR code. Be careful to never scan these QR codes with any other device than a signing device, as they are still your seeds, only translated in QR codes. They need to be kept secure, offline, and disconnected from the internet at all times. We could create the Bitcoin Vault only with seeds as our signing keys, and if you chose to do so after adapting the setup to your situation, you can skip lesson 5 and go directly to lesson 6. If, like me, you decided to add a second layer of security with a passphrase, you can continue with the next lesson.